I've been playing with the Spectrum Infinity controller by PowerA now for 2 weeks. I'm gonna let you know if it's really worth the money, if it's really worth all the hype or not, coming up right now. Controller comes in at $40 right off the rip. That's a very, very good price for what you get. I'm gonna show you why here in a second. But if you didn't know, we are doing a little series here. We're doing a Pro controller series. For any controller that's under $60 that has any kind of extra buttons, features to it that would consider it a Pro controller, make sure you drop a comment below. I'll check it out and it might even get a shout out in one of my videos. This thing also has a 2-year limited warranty, which means if anytime you get some stick drift and you wanna send your controller back, you can, because, well, it's a 2-year limited warranty. Send the controller back and get yourself another controller for free. Guys, listen, you're gonna get stick drift. Every controller out there gets stick drift eventually. Stop asking me if this controller gets stick drift. Stop! Sorry, I had a little lapse of judgment there for a second. Didn't mean to take that out on you. Just like the enhanced controller, guys, this Spectrum Infinity controller feels exactly like an Xbox controller, just the way it's supposed to be. It feels very, very durable. It's got more weight than the enhanced controller, but the original Xbox wireless controller is still a little bit heavier. It is a wired controller, of course, but the build on this, it just feels so much more durable than the enhanced controller itself. And it's for an extra 10 bucks, that's a really, really good. It's something I was very surprised with when I picked up this controller for the very first time, to how durable it actually felt. Now, this thing is a wired controller. It's gonna come with your 9 to 10 foot neon cable. This has got a little bit different. Again, it's a USB mini. It's not a USB-C. We still dropping the ball there, PowerA. Next gen console, let's get this thing upgraded to a USB-C. Also, this thing has the Xbox share button, just like any next gen console should have, and it has 2 extra buttons on the back of it. With these buttons, you can quite literally program them to anything on the Xbox: your X, Y, B, A, left bumper, right trigger, right, left trigger, and your D-pad, your joysticks, and all that. So if you have a question about that, I just answered it for you. And this thing has trigger stops. It has 2-way trigger stops, but really it has 1-way trigger stops, because quite literally, when you first turn them on, there's really no difference between them off and on. And then when you turn them on again to the next section, you do notice a difference. So realistically, we could have saved a little bit of money there and a little bit of trying to do something nice and just take that out and just put on and off, because really that's all. I don't think any of us put it in the middle. If you do put it in the middle, comment below to prove me wrong, because I know I don't use the middle section for the anti-locks on the triggers. This thing also has a microphone volume control on the Xbox controller itself. You can mute it by pressing it in, and you can just quite literally turn the volume up and down. And another feature this thing has, and this is awesome, man, for 40 bucks, it has RGB lights around the controller, and you can set them up. There's quite literally 7 like different zones on it where you can set it up however you like. Now read the instructions, because it is a little bit confusing at first, but you can figure it out. I have faith in you. Now, just like in the enhanced controller video, I'm gonna do a little bit of gameplay on it, show you a little bit of Warzone, how the controller feels, talk about it while I'm playing, and then we'll wrap this thing up. And I have the next video in line. I'm gonna let y'all know a little bit of a sneak peek. Let's get it. All right, so first thing we're gonna look at real quick is dead zone and controller drift, stick drift. Do it this dead zone to 0, and you'll know if you have stick drift, because you'll see your little dot right there moving. It moves by itself. Get this to stop, bump it up until it stops. Mine's around 5 and it stops. If I go down from 5 to 4, you'll see it. That's not moving right now. It's majority of the time it moves. Go to 3, you see it moving for sure. So that's stick drift in this controller. Most of your controller, a lot of these controllers, these cheap and stuff, have it. There's really no way around it. Again, all controllers eventually get stick drift. Use dead zone to fix that issue, or do what Vkuda says in his video and do some solder and all that. I'm too cheap, or not cheap, but lazy to do that. I'd rather just spend some money. All right, let's see what we got. So the back buttons on here are gonna be my actions. A is for jump, and X is for reload and open and chest. And I have my trigger stops on all the way. Now, when if you get in a vehicle, you actually gotta turn this off, or you're gonna drop super slow. Just a pro tip there. Again, I am not checking this out. This is self-explanatory. Press in the mute up and down for the volume, and you're good to go. No one marked anything, so I'm gonna mark something and go here. I'm gonna just do that. It's gonna come right here. Bound him. I'm gonna go get him. So far the controller feels pretty good. I mean, for a $40 controller, I have no issues. The joysticks are nice and tight. I like that. Me personally, I'd probably throw some control freaks on there. Sorry, guys.
So there.
So the controller feels pretty good, as you can tell. I've been running around getting some good kills. I'm not shying away from any battle. And by the way, if you want to check me out, I do stream sometimes, not a whole lot. I stream on Facebook Live, so you can check me out there. If they would just pick up a contract, I would have already been back. I'm on Facebook Live, Facebook page, The Pew. You can check me out there. If not, it's cool too. Just I gotta plug it in somewhere, right? That's what she said.
Watch the skies. Massive inbound. Target.
This is Striker 3-1, good copy. Strike inbound.
Oh, we got seconds, so GG's. All right, guys, so the conclusion of this controller, is it worth 40 bucks or not? With the extra buttons, with the trigger stops, with the RBG lighting, and with the build, like I said, it is very, very, very sturdy. It feels way better than the enhanced controller. I honestly believe, my honest opinion is, this is the best $40 controller you will ever buy. You won't need to buy another controller because this is 40 bucks. This thing's $40. I can't believe, I'm actually shocked that how PowerA could actually build a controller for this much. Like a good controller. Now again, guys, listen, I know it's gonna have stick drift, okay? The 3.5mm jack for the headset is not gonna be like over the top great or anything like that. But this controller is literally a game changer in my personal opinion. Now this controller has been out for a while. Bunch of videos out there is probably saying the same thing. I've watched a few of them. You know, they overhyped it. I thought they did, but honestly, they didn't. This controller is legit, man. For 40 bucks, if they keep putting stuff out like this, I would change a few things. USB-C, USB-C, USB-C. Guys, let's get that changed. Maybe come out with a version 2 where we only have two on and off triggers instead of on, middle, or off, middle, and high or whatever. Just put 2 of them on there, and I think that's great, man. I mean, they could do a couple more things, but really, this controller is good just the way it is. There you have it, guys. That is the controller in a nutshell. It's a pretty simple video. I know if you have this controller and you've had any kind of issues in it, make sure you drop a comment below. It literally will help me out in future videos if I ever do something on this controller again. I quite literally reply, like, and comment on reply and comments the same. I reply to every comment out there, so make sure you drop a comment below about this controller if you have it, or another $60 controller. Again, guys, listen, next video, I'm more than likely, next video, I am going to do a comparison video. This is going to be a big comparison video. because I'm gonna do all the budget controllers that I think are budget controllers for under 60 bucks and compare them and tell you which controller you should buy as a consumer. Now there are gonna be 4 different controllers. We're gonna do the Power Enhanced controller, the Spectra controller. We're also gonna do the Turtle Beach Recon controller, and since it's 60 bucks now, we have to do the PowerA Fusion 1 controller. It's not a next-gen console controller, but for all the features, and you get it for 60 bucks. We're gonna talk about all 4 of those and which one you, the consumer, should buy in the very next video. So make sure you stick around, hit the subscribe button if you haven't hit it, and I'll see you next time. Later.